Hi, it's me, Ingrid INFP, and I wanted to read a French poem to you today, and I have the English translation on my screen here. So this is going to be a new kind of experiment um, where I kind of improvise on what these poems mean to me. These are poems that I've read as a child or as a teenager or young adult. Because that's when I was learning these at school often. But sometimes I just really was into a certain poem. And so I have this little book here. It's a small, thin anthology of French poems, but a lot of these poems are poems that I learned at school. In French school, you learn often poems by heart. It's something that you just do. And here I've been thinking about these poems while I've been crocheting. I've been making this little like scarf kind of thing. It's not really good, but it's my second scarf, so I'm pretty happy about it. Anyway, so one of these authors, the name of this anthology is the anthology of French poetry from Vient to Verlaine, and it's like in chronological order, so it goes from like the Middle Ages up until like modern poetry. And this is Verlaine. So Verlaine was from 1844 to 1896, and he's part of the Romantics. And I like romantic poets. Okay, as a true NF, I must read romantic poetry. And by romantic, I don't mean that they talk about love. I mean that they talk about feelings, which obviously is a very INFP thing. And this is one of the poems that really woke me up to poetry when I was young. And it made me realize that what the concept of hope and happiness was. Back when like my life was pretty simple, and there were many things I didn't need to worry about, I realized that there was such beauty and simplicity. So this poem is called Le ciel est par-dessus le toit, and in English it means over the roof the sky is. And the way that the sentence is constructed is kind of the point of it. It's kind of like bouncing back and forth, like the feeling of hope. That's my interpretation of it. And I'll read it in French and I'll read it in English. Le ciel est, par-dessus le toit, si bleu, si calme. Un arbre, par-dessus le toit, berce sa palme. La cloche, dans le ciel qu'on voit, doucement tinte. Un oiseau sur l'arbre qu'on voit, chante sa plainte. Mon Dieu, la vie est là, simple et tranquille. Cette paisible rumeur-là vient de la ville. Qu'as-tu fait, ô toi que voilà, pleurant sans cesse? Dis, qu'as-tu fait, toi que voilà, de ta jeunesse? And it's called, it's from the book Sagesse, which means wisdom, from 1881 by Paul Verlaine. And in English, I'll take it up here. Over the roof, the sky is. Over the roof, the sky is so blue, so calm. Above the roof, a tree waves its foliage. In the sky, one can see the bell softly ringing. On the tree, one can see a bird singing its lament. My God, life is there, simple and tranquil. This peaceful rumor there comes from the town. What have you done, O you there, weeping without end, tell me, what have you done, you there, with your youth? And so that was this poem. I could really picture the blueness of the sky when I read this poem for the first time when I was in primary school. And I thought, as a young INFP, you're often like self-victimizing and that kind of stuff. And so I was the person who was weeping without end, Tell me, what have you done with your youth? I'm a child and I'm reading this and I'm like, why am I wasting my time crying, There is so much beautiful and simple and calm in the world. And I'm sitting there wasting that time. And that's not a very hopeful thought, but I just was really struck by the beauty of the scenery of the poem. And like the tree, you can see one bird, just the one bird, singing its lament. And there's such a sense of urgency, right? He says, my God, life is there, simple and tranquil. It's like, he's like, there's this sense of urgency in the world, like, go and, like, carpe diem, grasp life, but behold its simplicity and calmness, tranquility. And the bird is such a good example of that, because it's living, it's singing, but it's singing a lament that's calm, and I'm trying to find the page because now I closed the book. And even though things are sad, they're also beautiful. Like the fact that the bird is singing a lament, and that, like, that you're crying and that kind of thing. And there's a bell that's softly ringing, and it's just like time has stopped. And wow, it just takes my breath away. I really love this poem. So I'll be making more videos like this about my French poems, because I have much more to say. Tell me if there are any poems that you really love, and I'll see if I can make a video about them if I find myself struck by them. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.